Hello everybody. I decided to go live. I know I'm not going to go with my hair and such, but I decided to go live and do kind of a little bit of a painting tutorial. Had this picture in mind for quite a while. I just haven't really been able to do anything. What's up, my dude? What is up, Fungal? How's it going? So for this, we're going to need a 16 by 20 canvas. You're gonna need all your fantastical brushes. I just kind of go as I go. I don't have any set brushes, set colors. So that being said, you're also gonna need all of your paints. I have all of mine in a nice bucket here. Normally I keep it in a pouch that's hanging on the closet door, but I can't use the table right now because I don't have a setup where you can see that. Pretty good, just watching some Deadpool and chilling at home. Sounds like fun. I've been watching Kitchen Nightmares all day, so I decided to actually do something. Okay, so you need the canvas, your paintbrushes, your paints. Don't forget your nice white acrylic. We are using acrylic paints, we're not using oils. I like to use plastic bowls and disposable gloves so I don't get it all over my hands, depending on the project I'm doing. And then you're also going to need tape, painter's tape, for your small to medium-sized trash can. You're gonna put the tape around the edge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the entire canvas white. Make sure it's a nice layer on there. And then make an indent with the can for a circle. So the thing that we're painting is going to be a nice setting sun with a tree with barren branches overshadowing. I think this is going to be pretty fun. You can also use scissors if you want to cut your tape. Otherwise, I just rip mine, put it around. So let me grab some more white really quick. So we got our whites. I need to buy more white. And just use one plastic bowl. You can use a palette. I do have this really nice wooden palette that I haven't used yet, and I'm waiting to learn more on the acrylic side to use my wooden palette for oils. So I'm waiting to use this for oils only, and I'm so excited because this is a very nice wooden palette, and I have some very nice brand oils. They're very nice, very, very nice. All right, so go ahead and take white, and you're just gonna put a bunch in there. Close that up. And I'm going to use, I'll use this one. This one is a filbert. Looks like a filbert. It is a Royal in Langnickel. Looks like a 1B or 18. I can't really tell. Maybe it's a 31. Nope, it's 18. So it's going to be 18 filbert. It's got a nice little round edge to it. And I'm just going to literally cover this in white. Angle this a little bit more for you without knocking all my stuff over, because I have too much stuff. I also did, so before I start this, I did recently finish a painting yesterday that I have been working on for a little bit. It's not the best painting, but it is something that I am rather proud of. And this is my Princess and the Frog. It is a 16 by 20. It's acrylic on canvas. And I just named it Princess Falls in Love. Now, obviously, the frogs were not mine. All credit goes to Disney. However, the background, the heart, and the colors I chose were all just trying to match. I don't even know if that's the actual eye color of either of them, or if these are even the right shades for them. But I decided to do a little bit more Disney because I like Disney, and I like to paint Disney and draw Disney. But yeah, so I'm selling this one just because I don't have any space anywhere. So I'm going to make this one, and I'm probably going to sell it as well. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to slick on some gloves. And these are a one size fits most, not fits all. So you can't say that it fits all because it only fits most. Alright, I'm going to slap on some gloves. Done. Now, you're also going to need a container of water. I do have a container of water sitting right here. That is to clean up my brushes. And you're also going to need paper towel to dry your brushes. So, alright. Got my white here, I've got my filbert, and I'm just going to soak up some paint and slap it on. Now, once you hear that almost rougher part, you want to get some more paint on there because you don't want it to be rough. You want it to have white. Once you have enough white on there to cover the entire canvas, it'll just blend so smoothly. Nice. And I'm starting in the middle because before it dries, so we also want to cover it in white to fill all the holes and such that are, part of the canvas. So we're going to just cover it in white. And so I started from the middle because before it dries, I want to have enough of this covered where I can set my trash can on top and make that little indent for me for the sun so I know where that is going to be placed. Just keep going until it is covered. And this is the part in the video where normally I would have edited, but I'm still working on my editing skills. So normally you would have edited this part out of me covering the entire thing and just cut to me placing the trash can on top. Well, you get it all here, all the mistakes, all the last minute decisions. You're gonna see all of it because, well, why not? Get to see all the artistic choices, if that's what you want to call it. It's more just my brain saying, hey, let's do this instead. I want to make sure that you use up your paint. I've had too many paintings where I haven't used all my paint. So I start another one to use the paint and then I, run out of paint and need more paint. And then I still have the problem of I got too much paint. So just kind of take what you need. Think of it like portions. If you're unsure, always start with less and go as you need. Otherwise, if you start with more, you're going to wind up with too much. And you have the problem of, I just wasted $30 in paint. What do I do? And yes, I have done that. Mainly because I just spilled paint everywhere, but same thing, right? Having too much paint and spilling paint. And I'm just going to use up the last of this. As you can tell, it doesn't make that scratchy noise anymore, and it just blends oh so nicely in there. Now if I had colors on here and I was blending them on top of this wet white, oh, it'd be just beautiful. It is the best feeling in the world for a painter anyway. And it's okay if it's not completely flat and you've got a couple of, paint lines, because it's actually going to be to your advantage in this one. What am I painting? Well, I am painting, it's going to be a setting sun. So it's going to be some darker, brighter colors. And then it's going to have a silhouette of a tree over top of that. So it's going to be like almost like a shadow. Not really a shadow, just more of a silhouette. Right now I'm just covering it in white. Alright, now that I've used up all my white, I am going to clean out my brush. I'm going to set this over here because we'll probably need some more white later. So now I'm going to take my, it's not really a small trash can, more of a medium-sized trash can, and I'm going to put this taped edge in the middle of the painting, make a little bit circle, and just leave a nice impression. Just like that. Oh, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. A little bit of an oval, but it works. Now I'm done with that. I'm going to move that over here so I don't get my pants full of paint. So now, I don't know if you can see or not, but if you can tell a little bit, there is an impression from the trash can. My trash can is clean. I'm not just putting trash on my painting. Are you oil painting? I am not oil painting. And this is also why I wear gloves. I am acrylic painting because I haven't yet quite learned how to use the oils. So yeah. So now that I've got that nice impression in there, let's see. I want to get the background first. So I want to start with a really dark, deep blue with a little bit of purple in it and bring it down in tones and turn it into a nice lighter blue that'll turn into eventually a yellow and an orange for the baseline on the horizon. So now I'm just going to look through my paints real quick and pick up my paints. Now you can do this on a surface like this, or you can use one of these. I would use this, but I feel that this painting needs more of a flatter surface, so it's not just, accidentally falling over like it does sometimes for me anyway. Let's see. Get some ultramarine in there, some dark blue. gonna pull out my orange and set my just orange. As you can see, it looks really bright. We're just gonna set that aside. And then I also have a pumpkin orange to add to it afterwards. So I'm just gonna leave that to the side as well. Let's see. There we go. All right, so I've got my dark blue, my ultramarine, and my violet. I'm going to start with a dark blue with a little bit of violet in there and see if that's dark enough. And if that is dark enough and how I like it, then we'll be set. And we will continue on. Otherwise, I do also have Prussian blue that I can try. And I have, that's bright blue, I don't want that yet. So then I also have a nice cobalt hue. I do use different kinds or different brands of acrylic paint just because they both work really nicely. So I've got Apple Barrel here and the simpler Daler Rowney. That's what these are, and that is what these are as well. So so we have that basic first impression, and you're gonna need your trash can because I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get that nice big background color on there, and this will probably be a 2-part stream so that way the first half can dry and then we'll work on the second half as well. So we have that first impression there, which looks fantastic. Then we'll get the nice dark background in there, let that dry, and then we'll do our lighter background part for the branches of the trees. So I'm going to take a different empty bowl, plastic bowl. I'm going to put a little bit of my dark blue in there, mixed with a dab of violet. Someone was using my paint. May have to, oh, never mind. I got it. I was gonna say, we may have to forget the violet, but I got it. So we're all good. I'm just gonna put a dab of violet in there so that dark blue has a little bit of a violet purple tint to it. And then we're gonna take, let's see. I think this will be nice. This one is a 16 flat. So we'll use this one and just mix it together and then start at the top of your painting with the darkest color. And then work your way down and incorporate lighter colors into it. So I'm just gonna see, I've got a dab of purple in there with that dark blue. So then I'm just gonna mix it together and see if it's the color that I want. And if it's not dark enough for me, I am going to add a little bit of my ultramarine. A dab of that in there. And it's not quite as dark as I want it to be, I don't want it to be like a bright dark blue. I just want it to be kind of, I don't really know where I'm going with that. We're going to add some cobalt hue, just a bit. Not too much. Just mix that. So now we got that cobalt in there, and I'm going to add some more dark blue in there because it has that nice little purple tint to it, but it's not quite as dark as I wished. Okay, I put a little bit more than a little in there. You're gonna add some more dark blue in there. Just mix it. Just mix it real nice. And it's got a really pretty hue of the cobalt hue. It's got a nice purple to it, and it is pretty dark. So we're gonna take that and take some off the brush here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a nice brushful and just sweep it across the top and see if that's what I like. And just keep in mind there is still white on here, so it is going to lighten out a bit. Lighten up. That is okay because that just means the lightening will be easier. Nice brush across the top. That looks pretty good. We're just going to add some more to that middle part because that middle part is too light for me. And you can make it as dark or as light as you want. Remember, it's your canvas, your painting. This is just a nice suggestion. And just kind of slowly work your way down one brush stroke at a time. And I think I almost want to do just a little bit lighter around the edges of that impression, because I can still kind of tell where that circle oval is. Get all that paint off here. It's looking good, guys. I'm excited to see how this turns out. I am excited to see how this turns out too. This is just kind of a go as you go, think as you go, and enjoy the painting. Enjoy what you're doing, kind of thing. Remember, just use up all of the paint that you put down. Otherwise, you have too much paint, and it's just a waste of money otherwise. And I like how it gets lighter as I go across on the edges. You can just blend it just a little bit more. Make it blend in real nice. Make it a little bit darker on that side. And sometimes what I'll do also is I will have it nice and easily blendable like this and just kind of put some nice little dark strokes in there once it starts to dry. So I am actually out of that dark paint. So Once you're out, I suggest going lighter. And then if you don't like how dark it is, or if you want it to be darker even, just come back to that part. Because as you can see, it's actually very dark in the corner over here and just very thinly across, and I'm just working our way down. It's coming out very nicely. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here bright blue Apple Barrel. I just want to shake it, because if you leave them too long, they separate, and you don't want the separation. So now that it's shaken, not stirred, you're just going to put some in here. Some light blue in there. And because, again, the white is going to lighten out even more, I am going to mix in some dark blue with that light blue. I've got about 3 decent sized drops of the dark blue in there, and I'm just going to mix that together. I didn't do much for the color, so we're going to add a little bit of the ultramarine, about 2 drops in there. And just a drop of the violet. You don't want it to be too light. You still want it to be a little bit dark, because the white will lighten it up for you. Now we got a drop of violet in there. We've got our ultramarine and our dark blue. We're going to mix that all together. Just add a little bit of a purple tint to it. And then what I like to do, so this is the color it turned out to be. It's still pretty dark, but like I've said time and time again, the white will lighten it up. So just kind of wipe off a little bit of the excess that you have on the brush and just kind of incorporate it in a little bit top here. Don't want to go all the way to the tippy top with it, because, come on, let's face it, otherwise you're just going to ruin your color. Sides here. As you can see, the white had actually blended it to make it look like this color previously, which is pretty nice. So we have now achieved our blending color. Exciting, exciting. Just going to use up all this. Got some paint on my elbow. Oh, this is my printer, by the way, if y'all are wondering what that is. It is my picture printer. I do also take pictures. Very nice pictures. And you kind of, so with this painting, you don't want to just go back and forth. You kind of want to put a little bit of an arc in it, because that arc is going to give you that little bit of horizon in there, and then as you go farther down, you can level it out into a straight line. But I like to do the arc so that way the sun itself has a little bit of, looks like it's the setting colors behind it. If you look into the sky, I'm going to have a couple of pictures that I've done where I have that nice little arc. It's very ever so subtle, but I think it looks better that way. Now, if you're painting along and you don't have the color, just mix it. And I just dropped a big old blob of paint in the middle there, so we'll get to that. Just don't let it dry that way. And just spread that out. light as you can. Great. Cool. Just fill in the holes. You can leave some darker spots if you wish. If you want to just keep going lighter, you can add some more lighter blues. Maybe even take out the purple and the ultramarine and just go for a nice light blue, because that light blue is what mixes with the white that makes it look oh so pretty. Right here. I can keep it there. So I'll start here. Start across. You don't want to start your stroke in the middle, because when you do that, you get that thick line of that's where your brush started. And you don't want that to be visible. You really don't. I'm just adding in some darker tones in there. Now this is the problem that I run into, where I now have too much paint. So I'm just going to keep going over this spot over here and up. Not all the way up, but just up enough where it blends in. Just now, don't worry, because you're going to mix that in. Yeah, nice. That blends in. I don't know if you've been watching my hand, but I will go from flat to sideways when I'm doing my brush strokes. And that's just kind of my way of blending in a certain amount to each spot. So I'm just going to go here, get some more on my brush. That's looking real pretty. So pretty. I am pretty. We want to keep that middle part lighter still. Because remember, that's where our sun is going to go. Pink Richard Games. Hi. Hello, V. How's it going? I am painting. Enjoy the painting. Just keep in mind, it's all personal preference. You can go as dark or as light as you want, in the middle, all around. It is all up to you. It is your painting. You can do as you please in your world. So to me, this side looks perfect, and this side could use some more color with what I've got left. And I'm just going to even out that middle. Nice gold. looking good. Don't swipe yourself with the brush. That is a thing that I tend to do a lot. Now I've just got a big old streak. That's nice. Alright, so I used up all that blue. We're going to set this bowl aside because who knows? We might go into another darker blue on top. I don't think I will, but just in case, we'll set those blues aside. We're going to wash the brush in our water. Now, the next color that I want to go for is going to be a nice, very light blue that's going to transition into a yellow that is going to transition into an orange. And then that will have a nice black baseline on the bottom. So I'm going to put those blues away. Just remember what kind of blues that you use or any color that you do use. If you're not sure that you can keep track of your colors, write them down on a piece of paper next to you. And then when you need that color again, or you think you're going to add it somewhere and you're like, what was the color that I just used that was very nice? Then you have it written down. So, got that nice blue background. We're going to get blue. We're going to get, let's see here, our nice and bright yellow. This is bright yellow, if it'll focus. I'm not sure if that's forward for you guys or backwards. But this is a bright yellow. This is the Apple Barrel brand. Just gonna shake it. What kind of tree are you doing? It's not really a specific tree. It's just going to be kind of like a big tree trunk with multiple very thin branches. That a happy one, haha. I'm not Bob Ross. It's going to have multiple branches that are going to branch off of each other, and just have a nice, very pretty. It's going to be like a half circle on top that comes into a nice tree trunk shape onto the bottom, and that's going to be covering the moon. We don't want it to cover the entire canvas, just the setting sun. I know I said moon. The setting sun, that'll look really nice. So, get your yellow, mix it up. Go ahead and not make a mess. Put your yellow in there. Now for this one, I am going to want to use that same flat brush. So I'm going to clean it just a bit more. And I'm going to take some of this paper towel. My dog is growling. He does that all the time. If you can hear it. Rowan, hush. That's funny. Watching on your phone and your TV. Why are you watching on your phone and your TV? Eating potatoes and all that. Eating potato. What kind of potatoes are you eating? My family? Now, for this, it's okay to leave a little bit of blue on the brush. Mashed potatoes are really good, but I can't have them because 9 times out of 10 they have milk in them. So it's okay to leave a bit of blue on the brush. Save that for later because you want it to blend in with the yellow. So having some blue on the brush doesn't do you any harm. Now I'm going to put just enough to coat the brush with yellow, and then I'm going to start farther down and bring it up instead of going starting up and bringing it down, starting down and bringing it up, because you want the darker yellow to be more on the bottom, because that yellow is going to go into an orange. Watching on your phone so you can comment, but then, so just turn the sound off of one of them. Bring it up, and then you can see on the edge here, that blue is very nicely blending with that yellow. That white is starting to dry. White is starting to dry. So we'll see how that goes. Getting some blue leakage. Stand by. Okay. Nice deep yellow on the bottom, and bring it up. Now, don't forget that you are also still creating a little bit of an arc for this, and then that bottom of your yellow is just going to be flat, just a nice flat horizon. Because that yellow is going to go into that orange, and that orange is going to be completely flat. Because it's going to be on the horizon. Bring the yellow up. Make sure, I don't know if you can see, probably not. There is, when you start running out of paint, a certain color and such, this would focus. There is that white between the two colors. You want to get that blended in, just like I did over here. Keep that middle nice and light. Now this is gonna look nothing like the picture I saw, but it still turned out pretty good. So then what I'm gonna do without cleaning my brush is I'm gonna take my paper towel and just clean out some colors. And in my bowl that I used for white, I'm gonna put a dab of white in there. Literally just a little dab of white in there. I'm going to use that, get a little bit on the tip of the brush, and just go over this green over here, so that way I can mix it better and blend it better with the yellow on the bottom. Just like that. Wow, that turned out beautiful. It's more of that white for that center. Just might as well take all of it, right? Oh, it's gorgeous. You can do it as many times as you want, a couple of times. You just dab it in yellow, add that yellow in there, clean it off, and some more yellow. And just blend it beautifully. And I think that looks absolutely gorgeous. Now in this case, I am saving a little bit of the yellow because I am going to want to mix it with that nice dark orange. So we've got another bowl, and I'm just going to take the same brush I did, but it's so weird because they aren't even close to the same spot in the video. Oh, well, I don't know. Twitch is really good about that, and it's easier to donate but it's only live. Yeah, it happens. So I'm just gonna set this brush down on my paper towel so I'm not getting paint everywhere. So then I'm gonna take this nice orange. This is the Daler Brownie one. So I'm gonna take this orange. I'm gonna put, it looks brighter on the outside, but it's actually pretty dark. Nice glob in there. A nice glob. I'm gonna put a nice glob in there. Then I'll take the pumpkin orange, and we'll put a little bit of pumpkin orange in there too, so it gives it a nice, vibrant color. Don't want it to be too bright, but just get enough to cover that. And then you're gonna mix it together. That'll be a nice fiery orange. Oh, gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Sometimes I get little streams in my paint because I haven't used certain colors for so long, and then it dries up and then it just spits it out. I'm gonna need more paint than that though. So we're gonna put a nice blob of orange and enough to cover again with the pumpkin orange. Just a couple of drops really. Again, this is why I wear gloves. I also wear gloves when I finger paint, because who has time to wash that off their hands when it dries? It's a nice, very pretty orange right there. So now we're going to do the same thing that we did with the yellow. We're going to start lower and we're going to go bottom up. Cover up this blue that I did. And that's going to be a nice, deep, dark orange there, because that blue tone is underneath. And from there, it'll just kind of even itself out. Don't worry too much if you have dropped paint anywhere. The colors will be fine. You're going to be covering up most of this with the black anyway. So start on the bottom and then just start bringing it up. Look at how nicely that blended together. That makes me so happy. Now remember, if you run out of the color, just make some more, but only make a little bit more, because if you're anything like me, you'll have too much paint. You're just going to repeat until you get it the color you want and the amount of paint that you need. So. Absolutely gorgeous. And how nice it blends in with the other colors. just to give it a darker look, I am going to do just orange, because that pumpkin orange is actually the brighter of the two, believe it or not. You would think pumpkin orange would be darker, but it's not. So let me get some of that nice dark orange. Just add it in. Make sure that it blends. You don't want too sloppy of your lines here. This color is a big concern. Nice. Well, don't make your painting go flying like I almost just did. Still really liking that blue up there, guys. I don't think I'm going to change it. I really like that blue. Alright, now, don't think I'm going to use that yellow because I like how it transitions from that blue to that green, yellow, to the yellow, and then into that orange. So now I'm done with that. Set that aside. I'll set this yellow over here for now. So now that we have that, I'm going to take my trash can again with that nice circle, oval circle, and I'm just going to place it where I want this setting sun to be. Got a nice impression in there. And then we'll let that dry. Then once this part is dried, we can get into, there's a little speck on there, sorry. So once this dries, then we can get into the color that we want in here, which is also going to be more of that darker orange that's going to lead into like a red, very pretty, vibrant color. So for now, we let it dry. So we'll be back. Either later tonight or in a couple of days. Alright. Have a good one, guys. I'm going to clean up the mess that I made in front of me. Not going to let you see it, but there's a giant mess in front of me. I will be back with the other half of this painting with the finished product. Alright, this is me signing off. See you guys